Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, we welcome you to the 40th commencement of the Gregory School. My name is Julie Sherrill, and I proudly serve as head of school. Have you ever had an itch that you just couldn't quite get scratched? A pain that couldn't be soothed? A worry that made you feel like a hamster on a wheel, spinning and spinning with no resolution to the problem? Such are the feelings I associate with living through a world pandemic. Our collective trauma has impacted every member of our school community in very different ways. Loss of jobs, loss of relatives and friends, loss of the traditions we typically hold dear, especially as a senior traversing their last year of high school. We've done our best to scratch, soothe, and resolve our way through this year, but the one thing we can probably agree on is that it hasn't been a year of necessarily universal happiness. However, as I mentioned to the faculty and staff earlier this week, if I had to experience a world pandemic in an educational setting, I wouldn't have wanted to be at any other school in the world. There have been many bright spots, many creative ideas, many moments of joy. One such highlight has been the way our seniors have carried themselves through the last 14 months. Don't get me wrong, I guarantee that there are some faculty members over there this evening who can point to a few gray hairs that have your names on them. But in the grand scheme of what makes life important, you have rallied and, dare I say, flourished under pressure. Family members, if you've not yet taken a moment to watch the video of what our student council accomplished this year, I encourage you to do so. You'll get a very good sense of what I'm referencing here. I am incredibly proud of this class. Aside from being very kind and considerate young people, you have been positive leaders, supportive friends, creative problem solvers, gracious consumers of faculty efforts to deliver learning opportunities in new and different ways, and resilient human beings. We celebrate you this evening, and we thank you. You've helped to scratch our itch, soothe our pain, and resolve our worries. And with that, we have a welcoming remark from Liam Conroy.
Good evening and welcome to students, parents, family, friends, faculty, staff, and Board of Trustees. Thank you all for coming out tonight for the class of 2021. I'm glad everyone can make it to campus this evening, and it feels especially poignant to be able to celebrate this wonderful class with you all in person after what has been a truly testing school year. My name is Liam Conroy, and I've been at the Gregory School since 6th grade. I've taken courses over the 7 years at this school that have not only taught me the subject at hand, but changed the way I think and helped expand my view of the world. Everyone here has great experiences with their teachers, and it seems like everyone's favorites are different. I've been told not to say any specific names as it does violate school policy, but I'm especially grateful to my math teacher, a certain Navy veteran with a passion for Star Wars and baseball, who I've had for 5 years here, and to our class's wonderful college counselor, who helped us all through this year's wild and complicated college applications process. I wish I had time here to thank each and every one of the fantastic Gregory School faculty, administration, and maintenance crew for making all of my years here so enjoyable and valuable. The main lesson I learned at Gregory is the truth behind the cliche, you get into an education what you put into it. Our teachers always seem to meet their students' enthusiasm. They are brilliant at using a sort of educational jujitsu, using the kids' incoming energy to benefit their classroom experience. For example, in my sophomore year, I wanted to take a creative writing class. It was a subject that TGS did not offer at the time. But I mentioned it to my fantastic advisor and English teacher. I had only vague ideas about the things I needed to learn, and she worked with me one-on-one to apply these ideas into a focused semester-long independent study. That study was, without a doubt, one of the most challenging and engaging classes I've ever taken at this school. And it was thanks to a teacher's open-mindedness and enthusiasm, traits exhibited by so many faculty members and administrators at this school. In my junior year, I volunteered at the Catholic Community Services of Southern Arizona's Casalitas Migrant Shelter Program. And it was an amazing experience. I found myself wondering about establishing a connection between the program and the Gregory School, and voiced the idea to Dr. Cheryl. She met me with the same encouragement that my advisor had shown toward my independent writing study. Within only a few weeks, Dr. Cheryl and the administration had helped organize a community service opportunity in which students would spend a week volunteering at Casalitas, as well as other Tucson-based migrant assistance programs. Unfortunately, this program was prevented by the pandemic, but its creation in the first place once again showed me the incredible creative educational environment that I was and am so lucky to have been a part of. TGS encourages students to put energy into their education and helps turn their best ideas into reality through the skill and dedication of its teachers. As we go forward to college or wherever else, let's not forget the wonderful personal education that we experienced here. I believe we'll discover what a rare and valuable gift it was. And in the future, wherever we are, let's remember to help the next Gregory kid up in whatever ways we can. I'll always be grateful to this beautiful school, my extraordinary teachers, and to everybody here tonight. Thank you.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led by those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, you know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind of the sea, like a sea drop by a sky bird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet, like a ship blown from its passes by a wind of the sea, like a stream that meets like a sea drop by a bird in the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed
Class of 2021. Oh, wait, hold on. Is everyone here? Oh, I need to let someone in from the Zoom waiting room. Okay, perfect. Everyone's here. I'm not on mute, am I? Seniors, we have fought through tough times over the last 4 years. Pandemic, trying to incorporate the 6 C's into our assignments, seeing each other muted on Zoom for 8 months. We survived the long bus ride during interim weeks without ruining friendships. We continued to go to school when our country was divided. We and our teachers struggled to read poetry for an entire month. And thankfully, we survived Shakespeare. We should be extremely proud of ourselves for making it solely based on those last 2 points. Despite these challenges that have come our way, we've thrived here at TGS. There are many negative stereotypes about high school, and there may be some truth to them at other schools, but I know that at TGS, these stereotypes just don't fit into our community. Our transition to high school was as easy as possible. The seniors didn't try and push us around when we were freshmen or look the other way when we came to campus. Instead, the upperclassmen were welcoming. We've always had older students to look up to. The relationships we've built here with each other and with our teachers are hard to come by at other schools. And maybe we got so used to them that we even lost appreciation for them. So teachers, thank you for your invaluable effort and care you all put into making sure we succeed in life after high school. And when deciding which teacher should speak about us individually tonight, a lot of you probably had more than a few candidates who could speak about you very meaningfully at length. Look around and you will see the strong community that I described to you, which we've collectively built here. Each of us should strive to pass it along in our next journeys in life. Going to a college prep school means we came here to get a great education to be prepared to tackle the next and significant 4 years of our lives. But a lot of us have probably been a little too caught up in our grades. I can see all of my classmates vigorously shaking their heads yes, but I can also hear my parents mumble, yeah, right, and probably roll their eyes too. Let me explain. The communities and relationships we will soon meet should never take a backseat to the grades and duties of colleges. When we go off to college and beyond, all of us should bring the warmth and honesty of the Gregory School to our new homes. There is a story of leadership, true friendship, and strength about Jackie Robinson that inspires me. Jackie once said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." Jackie was met with disdain everywhere his team, the Brooklyn Dodgers, went when he broke the color barrier in baseball, even in his own team's locker room. Some of his teammates said they just wouldn't play on the same field with a black man. Throughout his first season in 1947, Jackie could never talk back to the hate thrown at him because he understood that the moment he did, he would be ridiculed even more. When playing a game in Cincinnati, Jackie was being verbally abused so badly that his white teammate, Pee Wee Reese, despite his Southern upbringing, simply walked over to Jackie, who was standing at second base, and put his arm around Jackie's shoulder. Neither said a word to the guys heckling Jackie. Pee Wee just stood by Jackie, and the guys stopped their heckling. Even though it was nowhere in the job description, Pee Wee stood up for Jackie. Even though all Pee Wee was paid to do was to play a stupid game where he hit a ball into a field of dirt and grass, he stood up for Jackie. Even though he knew that he too might be ridiculed, Pee Wee, someone who doesn't get racial slurs thrown at him everywhere he went, understood that he needed to stand up for the brave, but unfortunately voiceless Jackie Robinson. So, class of 2021, I challenge us to make real impacts on those around you in the next stages of our lives. Whether that's changing the world by giving a voice to the voiceless, helping those who are most in need, or creating truly meaningful social change. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Claudine Messing, incoming president of the Gregory School Board of Trustees. But my more important role here tonight is mother of Drew, one of tonight's 2021 graduates. The Gregory School's E.E. Ford Fund supports faculty development and continuing education. The fund was started in 1993 with an initial gift from the Edward E. Ford Foundation and is supported through subsequent gifts from senior class parents annually as a way to thank our exceptional teachers. Gregory School teachers may request individual grants from the fund to attend conferences and other professional development opportunities. For example, the E.E. Ford Fund has helped contribute to advanced degrees for faculty, summer collaboration with teachers locally and worldwide, as well as subject-specific workshops. Tonight, the parents of the class of 2021 are very proud to present a check in the amount of $7,800 to the E.E. Ford Fund. Thank you.
Part of our commencement tradition is that the graduating class is able to submit 3 faculty names of teachers that they would like to have speak about them at commencement. Ms. Holly Ayenza, our registrar, who, by the way, is responsible for putting together tonight's graduation ceremony, she and a small committee take a look at the submissions, and we parcel them out evenly. So students really don't know who exactly is going to be talking about them this evening, but they certainly have the odds of 1 in 3. Students will be coming up to the stage. There's a certain spot where they will stand, and it'll be a great photo opportunity for Ms. Haskell and our student photographers as well as family. They will stand and listen to the pre-recorded remarks done by our faculty members. And then Mrs. Patty Wisdom, who currently serves as our board president, and I will present their diplomas to them. There will be another photo opportunity with the student and the faculty member who gave the remarks over here on the far side of the stage. We have one or two faculty members who were not able to be with us this evening, but for the most part, everyone is here tonight. So, without further ado, we will start with our first graduate.
Hi, my name is Lori Barnett, and I am a proud member of the English and Social Science departments of the Gregory School. Ezra Max Alpert, winner of the 2021 Social Sciences Award, Ezra Alpert has demonstrated exceptional understanding of the psychological component of the group of concentrations that make up the social sciences. Ezra speaks with the perceptiveness of a trained psychologist. He has superior interpersonal intelligence. He is comprehensive, confident, and completely engaged in a way that makes it seem as if there is a colleague rather than a student in the room. On more than one occasion, I have pestered him about choosing one of the many areas of psychology as a profession, but I have assured him that this innate understanding will be helpful in whatever profession he ultimately chooses. Ezra is a lovely human being. Best of luck in college and beyond. Drew Charles Messing. Named in honor of the Gregory School's first head of school, the Russell W. Ingersoll Award is presented to a student leader who embodies the traits that were born out of the mission of the school. I can think of no better recipient than Drew Messing, who loves the Gregory School as much as I imagine Mr. Ingersoll once did. Aside from being an excellent student, the president of Student Council, and the co-editor of the newspaper, Drew is an intellectual entrepreneur who believes in civic responsibility, teamwork, and collaboration. To that end, he created COVID Clean, a nonprofit organization which partnered with the Pima County Health Department, assured Tucson's fellow foodies that the restaurants who joined would abide by strict cleanliness standards and random inspections of their facilities during the COVID-19 crisis. Drew, I will miss your infectious laugh and our conversations about everything from pizza to politics.
Hello, I'm Lisa Bodden of the Fine Arts Department. Trevor Ross Hand. Take a moment and listen. What do you hear? People? Nature? Man-made sounds? If you are not sure on what to focus your attention, it is because Trevor Ross Hand is not leading you on a sound odyssey. In the last 3 years, virtually every sound you experienced in our theater was brought to you by Trevor as the sound designer, editor, and operator. When push comes to shove, he will pull you through. When things seem too complicated, he will make it straightforward. He displays his abilities modestly, quietly using critical thinking, noiselessly keeping cool in stressful situations, and silently completing troublesome tasks efficiently and effectively. Whether sitting in our theater booth, a hallway in the Phoenix Convention Center, or in a Zoom meeting, I have spent many hours discussing fascinating topics with Trevor, and our sound program will be at a loss without his guidance. Karen G. We would all wish to be a Karen if we knew Karen G. She is an academic and an artist. Balancing a rigorous school schedule while performing editorial duties for the school paper, the literary magazine, and the writing center, she is a member of the National Honor, French Honor, and International Thespian Societies, and is a co-recipient of both the English and Performing Arts Awards. An accomplished writer, performer, podcaster, animator, and filmmaker, she has found success in competitions such as Young Playwrights of Tucson, Poetry Out Loud, ESU Shakespeare, and the Arizona Thespian Festival. Karen cultivates a global audience for her online art and is an advocate for Asian American justice. But above all, Karen uses her creative vision for the betterment of society and is making our world a braver and kinder place to inhabit. Enjoy film school at New York University. Adachaku Anoha. Independent, confident, and vocal are but a few words that illustrate Adachaku Anoha. She has grown and succeeded at our school as my advisee, a technical theater student, a soccer player, a member of the student council, and a leader in mock trial. She embraces her self-sufficiency, but knows that collaboration and compassion are equally important. Her beliefs are solid, and she is not swayed by popular opinion. And there is no denying that Ada is vocal. Regardless of the setting, she uses direct communication to get her point across. I'm impressed with her diplomacy and honesty when challenging another person's ideas. With Ada, you know where you stand, and I appreciate that she has let me stand alongside her during her high school years. Best of luck at Barrett, the Honors College at Arizona State University, Ada.
I am Amy Bergerson, and I am a former faculty member.
If you weren't lucky enough to know Everett Pugh Haller, you missed out. He is a man of quick wit with an incredible memory for things that matter to him. He spent weeks adventuring through the American wilderness. And beyond that, Everett is a great person with an infectious laugh and a caring soul. Everett, Theodore Roosevelt famously said, "It is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who at the best knows the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." May you find new trails to blaze and opportunities to dare greatly in your own unique way. We're rooting for you.
I'm Michelle Borleski, Director of College Counseling. Eden Evangeline Meyer. It has been said that strong women aren't simply born. They are forged through the challenges of life. With each challenge, they grow mentally and emotionally. They move forward with their head held high and a strength that cannot be denied. A woman who's been through the storm and survived. They are warriors. You, Eden, have already faced many challenges straight on and headstrong, and you have emerged all the stronger for the experience. While pursuing your goals at school, in addition to working nearly full-time for several weeks throughout the semester, you persevered and emerged as strong as the coffee you brewed. Your gentle demeanor is a veil of calmness we all need to embrace and embody. Thank you for the constant reminder to save our energies for what truly matters in this world, cherishing your family and finding a way to love one's genuine self.
Hello, my name is Jim Carlson, and I'm a teacher in the language and history departments here at the Gregory School. Leo Harry Gruenstein. Leo is this year's recipient of our Outstanding Male Athlete Award. In his time at the Gregory School, Leo has competed with distinction on the basketball court and on the tennis court, and has even made the occasional cameo on the golf course. For many, playing on 2 state championship basketball teams would be the apex of their high school career. But Leo has been a model student athlete, excelling in the classroom so much so that he took more advanced placement classes than any other graduating senior. During the pandemic, he even organized a group which registered eligible students throughout southern Arizona to vote in last year's elections. In the fall, Leo is off to Haverford College, where he will, no doubt, excel on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. Ivan James Healy. I could talk about how Ivan has grown through the past 4 years, both figuratively and literally, how he has done beautiful and insightful photography. I could talk about how he has challenged himself with dual credit college courses and advanced computer science classes. I could point out how his GPA has risen each year, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I would like to talk about his character. Friends have told me that he is loyal and a good friend, while his sister Eva said that he is a great brother who always has her back. The great coach John Wooden said, "Be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are." Ivan, as you head off to NAU this fall, always stay true to your character. A couple. Casey Ryan Lappin. One of the joys of teaching at the Gregory School is getting to see students grow and mature over their time here. I had the pleasure of coaching Casey in basketball his freshman year and have taught him in 2 classes his senior year. I have seen him grow into a young man who thinks deeply and holds strong opinions, yet listens to and accepts contrary points of view. He goes out of his way to help others, exemplified by his volunteer coaching, not only for the middle school here at TGS, but also for his former club team, all while keeping his childlike enthusiasm and sense of humor. Roy Campanella, the great Dodger catcher, said, "You need to be a man to play this game, but you need a lot of little boy in you too." Casey, as you head off to the Winston School for your post-bachelor year and become the man we know you can be, never lose that little boy.
I'm Amy Clashman, and I teach French. Jingru Jia. Jingru Jia, affectionately known as Vicky, is a true scholar. Vicky came to TGS from China at the age of 13, and her dedication to academics has helped her win this year's Mathematics Awards and reach her dream of attending Cornell University. I had the pleasure of hosting her in the fall of her senior year. I admire her drive to make the most of her education. I also admire her attention to visual beauty, her flowing prose in English, her humor, her interest in trying new things, and her curiosity. But most of all, I admire her kindness. As her friends will attest, she has a great capacity for empathy. Thank you for gracing our campus. Jia Jingro. And finally, Gongxi, Gongxi, Zhu Ni Hao Yun.
Hi there, I'm Dennis Connor, a member of the science faculty. Michael Austin Jansky. Michael Austin Jansky is clever and witty and someone you always want to keep your eye on. He has this entrepreneurial spirit that leads him down paths no one else would think of going, and he has the audacity to face challenges no one else would dare. He comes to class in good spirits and looking for fun, yet he is a strong student who works hard. He is gifted with always having a big idea and the perfect quip on hand. We all look forward to seeing you take your many talents out into this world. Marco Arturo Manzo. In all 4 years of classes together, I have been impressed by the tenacity and enthusiasm that Marco Arturo Manzo has shown. He has learned no less than 4 different languages, that is, programming languages, while always looking for a harder challenge. He has been a leader at our school and someone whose impact will be felt from many students who follow the path that he was so willing to explore. I have appreciated his leadership, and I will be looking forward to hearing about his many quests ahead.
My name is Stacia Ely, and I'm a member of the science faculty here at TGS. Catherine Rose McColgan. Catherine Rose McColgan, you are a strong, independent young woman, and I admire your dedication to your studies. It was Steve Jobs who said, if you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Science was not just a class for you, but truly a passion. From snorkeling the coral reefs of Costa Rica and thinking that you had discovered a new species, to tracking the impact of the border wall construction on wildlife migration patterns, your passion for science has renewed my passion for science. Katie, you are also a fiercely competitive athlete. I have seen that fire in your eye on the volleyball court, the desire to win, the passion to succeed. We talked many times this year about natural selection and survival of the fittest. And here you stand today, Katie, a survivor and a winner, as you will be the recipient of both the Charles T. Kent Science Award and the Outstanding Female Athlete.
Hello, I'm Virginia Nsila, Fine Arts faculty. Haley Erin Evick. Haley Erin Evick has consistently been a quiet, benevolent force at the Gregory School. She has embodied our mission of community and compassion and worked with commitment to make the planet a better place for all living things. Haley, you have demonstrated empathy in action throughout your TGS career, including your efforts that helped create our magical Butterfly Memorial Garden. Thank you also for your hot commitment to keep zooming in, even from magnetic Santa Barbara. You have made TGS a more lovely place because you were here. And Haley, please, please remember you are an artist. May beauty and kindness always uplift and surround you. It's time to spread your wings. Dylan Isabel Greenhill. Dylan Isabel Greenhill understands what Jane Goodall tries to teach the world. Every individual matters. Every individual has a role to play. Every individual makes a difference. Dylan, you and your sensitive heart have definitely made a wonderful difference here at the Gregory School. You have cared about justice for people, animals, and the environment. You have helped provide a milkweed home for the tiniest caterpillar and not turned away from some of the largest issues facing humanity. You have persevered and taken action one day at a time, even when the intensity of it all could seem overwhelming. You have also learned the power of stillness. Dylan, the Barrett Honors College is fortunate to be welcoming you as one of their newest scholars. You are prepared and ready to spread your hawk wings. Remember your superpower. Lily Ann Mayer. Lily Ann Mayer, you are a brilliant, compassionate, sparkling creative soul. You are an athlete and an artist of many disciplines. Your courage and grace bring to mind the words of Mary Oliver. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of the clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. Blessings as you continue your journey. Lily, you have always had wings, and I think a little hedgehog secretly beside you. Remember your superpower.
I am Dr. Erica El Gallo, and I teach math and science in the upper school. Matthew Richard Bavier. Matt Bavier, you are a modest man full of surprises. For example, you have an uncanny ability to remember information and make connections between seemingly unrelated topics. This made you a frequently requested partner for collaborative work in class. You are very funny. Your humor is unique and delightfully deadpan. You are also loyal, but perhaps what I appreciate about you the most is your raw and blunt honesty. Like any personality trait, it is a double-edged sword. It can get you in trouble just as much as it can set you apart. If I really wanted to know how a test was, I need to just ask you. Your ability to stick to the simplest truth will open many, many doors and earn you the trust of those around you. Despite the challenges, this year closes with the bookend of a bright, promising new beginning, and I know you will make the best of it. But perhaps what I appreciate about you the most is your raw and blunt honesty. Like any personality trait, it is a double-edged sword. It can get you in trouble just as much as it can set you apart. If I really wanted to know how a test was, I need to just ask you. Your ability to stick to the simple truth will open many, many doors and earn you the trust of those around you. Despite the challenges, this year closes with the bookend of a bright, promising new beginning. I know you will make the best of it. Tanvin Krishna Tyagarajan. Last year, a quiet student came to us from somewhere else. He brought serenity to the sea of noise and chaos of my lunchtime classroom. I deeply appreciated his presence. This year, I had the honor and privilege of teaching Tanvin. He may come across as reserved, yet he's not shy. Tanvin is intensely perceptive, observant, funny, and a craftsman problem solver. Proof is in his solar oven for engineering class. The first prototype was creative, the final product, an elegant display of ingenuity and deeply insightful thought that left us agape. Talk about maps, current events, or history, and Tanvin will animate the room. He is an engaging conversationalist that can dissolve the minutes away. I would not be shocked to see him win a few rounds of Jeopardy. I will miss his presence on campus next year, but his mothership has come, and it looks like an exhilarating ride. Tanvin, I wish you the best in cooler climates. Please come back and continue sharing your practical wisdom with us.
My name is Amy Haskell. I am the photography teacher here at TGS. Chen Yu Lee. Chen Yu came to TGS as an 8th grader, speaking very little English. The tenacity that he has shown since his first class here has resulted in an outstanding academic career. He has not met a subject in which he did not excel. One of those subjects that Chen Yu is extraordinarily gifted in is photography. He has won a few awards over the years, and 2 weeks ago, he placed first in the Arizona Highways Student Photography Competition. This came with a $5,000 purse. By the way, that is a lot more than I was paid for my first winning photograph. It is no surprise that Chen Yu is receiving the Gregory School Photography Award as well. Sorry, this one doesn't come with any money. He is also a student that has fully embraced using a tripod. For my other students, perhaps there is a lesson here. Maybe the tripod is the secret to his success. It has been a tremendous pleasure and honor for me to teach such an extraordinary student and get to know this remarkable soul. Chen Yu, I know this is not goodbye. Just catch you later. I can't wait to see what you do.
I am Steve Krause, math teacher here at the Gregory School. Kieran Lee. Kieran Lee, music man. Your passion, knowledge, depth of understanding, and love for this art form that encompasses a multitude of genres is like no other I have seen in your age range. We have certainly shared this love over the 7 years that we've been acquainted, with playlists, original works, introduction of new artists, including K-pop, and even attending live music venues together. The Stones in Phoenix, Robert Plant right here in Tucson, Arizona. I will miss everything about you, Kieran, and I'm so proud of the young man you have become. Your friend always, Mr. Krause. Avery Claire O'Brien. No matter the reason, the time of day, the schedule, day 1, day 2, Friday explorations, or the dreaded Wednesday Zoom calls, when I see Avery O'Brien, my day just got better. It's impossible not to be uplifted when Avery is around. She's a human happy pill. Anyone who knows her understands exactly what I mean. I love that you are pursuing your passion for art on the next leg of your journey. You will do brilliantly because your art is a manifestation of your wonderful self. I am going to miss you always, Mr. Krause.
Looks like we're going to make a little adjustment. By the way, the two students who obviously are not here this evening are both in China. They both needed to return home before the end of the school year, but we were fortunate to be able to celebrate both of them before departing.
You'll have to say it live.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Wow. I have to remember what I wrote. It's been like a month. Sorry. Jeremy M. Taki. You have to take a step back if you want to capture a complete frame of Jeremy Taki. Is he that stocky guy meandering down the hallway in no particular hurry to get to his next class? Or is he that beast streaking down the soccer field with nothing but the back of the net on his mind? Jeremy is the complete package: curious, philosophical, fun, loving, laid back, fierce, and goal-oriented. It has been my pleasure to watch him mature into the Renaissance man he has become. Wishing you all the best as you move on from TGS.
My name is Brian Lorimer, and I teach leadership at the Gregory School. Samir Shah. Samir, over the past several years at the Gregory School, you have demonstrated remarkable personal growth, and through your presence, you have made a major contribution to our school community. You have developed positive relationships with faculty and classmates. You have served as a role model for other students through your polite, respectful behavior. You have impressed your teachers through your demonstrated sense of initiative and follow-through. Each of your teachers has come to realize that underneath your quiet and reserved demeanor lives an inner force, a positive energy that has propelled you toward realization of your goals. Individually, they have described this force as, quote, unflinching determination, tenacity, and grit. It is appropriate to note that the Webster Dictionary defines the word impetus as, quote, a driving force that results in increased activity. Hence, the Latin phrase proprio moto, when translated into English, literally means by one's own impetus. Samir, in proud recognition of your demonstrated ability to manage your own drive and to thereby lead yourself, the faculty has selected you as the recipient of the very first Gregory School Proprio Motu Award. Your graduation from TGS is only the beginning. Ahead of you lies a bright future, and we all wish you the very best. Congratulations.
I'm Tim Milner, and I teach upper school English and journalism. Amelie Contreras. Amelie's eyes widen when she's about to tell you something she's excited about. And in these moments, when she invites you into her universe, you feel special for it because of the multitudes contained within her. Amelie is tough, whether battling through her own injury or patiently rehabbing her horse. Amelie is fiery. If you've seen Amelie get riled up about a passion of hers, you know you wouldn't want to be caught on the wrong side. Amelie was an adult long before she was technically an adult. She is responsible, she doesn't make excuses, and I trust her. When Shakespeare wrote, "Though she be but little, she is fierce," he actually meant to write it about Amelie.
I'm Tom Teagarden, math teacher at the Gregory School. Bright Star Benson. The French poet Victor Hugo said that perseverance is the secret to all triumphs. Bright Star Benson has shown great academic perseverance, and the Gregory School community has been fortunate to have him rejoin us for the second half of his senior year. Advanced mathematics takes perseverance, and Bright has been impressive in that regard. We congratulate you, Bright, on your triumphs and accomplishments from the basketball court to the classroom. We are proud to call you a part of the Gregory School family. Zach Schulich. It has been said that growth is often uncomfortable, messy, and full of feelings you weren't expecting, but it's necessary. As a calculus student his junior year, Zachary Allen Schulich showed tremendous mathematical growth. Things may have started uncomfortable and messy, but his attention to detail soon had him grasping abstract mathematical concepts adeptly. He regularly made connections that the rest of his peers found quite challenging. Zach, we congratulate you, not only on your persistence and tenacity, but on your brilliance of mind. This, along with your ability and willingness to work with others, will carry you far on the currents of life.
My name is Kelly Thompson, and I'm a member of the English faculty. Justice Terrence Williams, recipient of the Peter Deal Foreign Language Award. I met Justice 4 years ago when he came out for TGS track his freshman year, and I immediately appreciated his magnanimous smile. In it, there's a warmth and receptiveness to the wonders and welcome of the world. Beyond his pleasant demeanor is a young man committed to academics, athletics, and family. Justice, I'm grateful to have shared some of the athletic aspects of your TGS experience. We had many a good run during cross country on the river path and trail runs up in the aspens and pines of Mount Lemmon. And now, Justice, your journey takes you out east for school. May you continue to find good paths to run in your new environment at college, and may all of your other aspects of life be healthy and well. Good luck, my friend, and keep smiling.
I'm Sean Wevel. Nicholas J. Brown. Nick Brown is perhaps the most enthusiastic and cheerful person I've ever met. He invariably adds the extra, much-needed dose of energy to his A-Block Spanish class, engaging and humoring every one of his peers. Exuberant and funny, yes, and he can work well with anyone. But Nick is also extremely hardworking. I teach him in 2 very different courses, and his impressive dedication to his schoolwork has not flagged a bit, particularly notable in this topsy-turvy year. Nick, I won't forget your unique Spanish pronunciation, nor the way you creatively turned every project into a rap. I wish you well as you head into your future.
Hi, my name is Dr. John Willey from the mathematics department here at the Gregory School. Jaden Maddox Westmoreland. Talking with your teachers, coaches, and from my own experience with you, the word that comes to mind to describe you is creative. As a soccer player, your style was flashy and you came up with creative solutions on the field. In English, you had creative perspectives on class readings that you backed up with well-thought-out arguments. In your math classes, you came up with unique and creative solutions to challenging problems. You have an interest in both science and business, but you also understand the importance of family. Your ability to find a balance between school, extracurricular activities, and family is remarkable. It will serve you well in college at the University of Arizona in whatever field you choose to pursue. Good luck.
Hello, my name is Daniel Young, and I teach history and economics. Hello, I am also Daniel Young, and I also teach history and economics. On a regular basis, I gently remind my students to wear a helmet while biking, skiing, or skating, basically anything that involves a hill. With William Charles Hazen, that gentle reminder becomes an exhortation. You see, William races mountain bikes. In my old man opinion, he rides too fast, he jumps too high, and he turns too quickly. But his results on the Big Mountain Enduro series have impressed many, caught the eye of giant bicycles, and will lead him to Europe this fall for another season of racing. On gentler terrain, namely the TGS grounds, William rides at a lower gear. There's seldom any rush. He's happy to linger over a meandering conversation, but at a moment's notice, he's ready to rush headlong into any fracas. William, thank you for the dead tree in my classroom, and for 4 years of living vicariously through your terrifying stories of risk-taking, and good luck in Europe. Still Dan Young. Since the very beginning of his freshman year, Aaron L. Maltzman has exhibited the traits and characteristics of a natural-born communicator. Cadence, eloquence, elocution, and timbre are his playground. He holds an audience in the palm of his hand and gently guides them along his path. He's assured and clear, and most importantly, he has that one characteristic common to almost all youngest children: a deep and abiding love for being the center of attention. Not surprisingly, Aaron finds himself at the center of a great deal on campus. He tutors with the Writing Center, and he's served on student council. Last year, he created and led the investment club, and this year, he helped teach some of my macro classes. He's also helped launch the Shark Tank initiative with the student council. Aaron, good luck next year, and continue to make the youngest sibling superstar society proud. Conventional wisdom tells us that less is more, but Sean Xavier Morphine is on this earth to remind us all that more is more, and frankly, more is better. On a purely biological level, Sean has grown more and faster than the rest of his peers who participate in my unofficial doorframe growth chart. As his advisor, I've seen him demonstrate more patience and more kindness than is typical of his age group. He volunteers more of his time with the Writing Center than is required of him by picking up additional shifts when other tutors are unavailable. When everything went remote last spring, Sean easily took on more responsibility, acting as my conduit in communicating with the rest of the advisory. Sean does more, and I wish I had more time with him. Best of luck next year at St. Bonaventure.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Young, member of the Upper School English Department. Liam Wainwright Conroy. As this year's recipient of the 6 C's Award, Liam Conroy has consistently demonstrated the essence of the Gregory School's mission. Among all the C's, creativity, communication, critical thinking, collaboration, compassion, community, Liam's dedication to the latter has inspired his peers and his teachers to live more generously. He cares deeply about the communities he belongs to, from the historic family-owned inn where he resides to the migrant shelter down the street where he volunteered, and from my small advisory group on campus to the school's soccer and track teams. Liam connects meaningfully with others. He's off to dwell among the wicked smart at Boston College this fall, and his next school will be better for knowing him. Lucia Marie Urino. Co-recipient of this year's English Department Award and Performing Arts Award, Lucia Urino is the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, the elephant's instep, and the flea's eyebrows. Much like these 19th century idioms, Lucia is a lovely combination of extraordinary features. I first met her on the pages of the literary magazine her freshman year, where she told a beautiful story about an agnostic teenager who joined the Episcopalian choir for the sheer joy of singing Latin hymns. Whether Lucia is writing a school musical for her senior internship, or independently studying the economics of piracy, or alluding to Hamlet for the 5th time in a single day, She loves learning, and her teachers love teaching her. She's going to knock the socks off of St. Olaf this fall.
Good evening, everyone. Let's take a second to give it up for all of my great peers and classmates. I'm very proud of all of you. To find my speech, give me a sec. Okay, here we go. Peers, parents, brothers and sisters, thank you all for coming. I want to take a second to thank my mom for always loving me, for always supporting me, especially through high school. I also want to give a big thanks to my sisters for always being my best friends. I love you guys. Graduates, I deeply encourage you all to thank your families and friends for helping guide us to this precious moment. Look around. Take it in. Be present. High school is a launch pad for our lives, one that helps define who we are. Many of us entered as insecure, quiet freshmen, but we will now leave, not as confused, not as unsure, not as worried about our JCP. We are in a moment right now where we can become whoever we want to be. We have a chance to build upon the people we are today. We have a chance to go higher, to get stronger, to go against the flow. When we leave our families, no one will have any idea who we are. No old friends will greet us with expectations. Our parents will no longer direct our steps. Our siblings won't be there to bully us, nor our teachers there to advise us. It is our chance to become who we were meant to be. Each one of us, class of 2021, has been blessed with wonderful opportunities and an education that has left us smart and prudent. So today, ladies and gentlemen, today we choose to believe in ourselves. Today we must rise up and become the people we want to be. Today, graduates, begin to live lives of passion and authenticity, because God only knows how great we can truly become. I am sure a day will come when we will look in the mirror and say, I'll work out tomorrow. I'll be a better person tomorrow. I will strive towards my greatness, just not today. We have no time for excuses, class of 2021. None. There is nothing that can hold us back anymore. Bruce Lee once said, if you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. All of us are the same in that we have one life to live, people to bless, and one person to impress. We have to stop telling ourselves that we are not special, we are not brave, we are not gifted, because in reality, we are not limited. Nothing, class of 2021, whether fear or failure or even Zoom class at 8 a.m., shall ever be enough to stop us. Our future is unimaginable. The journey is completely on us. Let us step into who we are. One of my favorite authors, F. Scott Fitzgerald, once said, for what it's worth, it's never too late, or in our case, too early to be whoever we want to be. I hope we live lives we are proud of. So, class of 2021, limitless, dauntless, and forever striving, we did it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Drew Messing. I'm the student body president here at the Gregory School. Growing up, every Sunday, my whole extended family would meet at a Chinese restaurant for dinner. Every week, I'd look forward to this dinner. Of course, I was excited to see my family, But even more, I was looking forward to the fortune cookie. I was fascinated by these cookies that when you crack open, will tell you your future or give you insight into what tomorrow looks like. Unfortunately, it took me longer than I'd like to admit to realize that fortune cookies cannot actually predict the future. There is so much unpredictability in the world. Look at all the unexpected changes that have happened in just the 4 years we have been in high school. The iPhone now does not have a home button, and it has like 6 cameras in the back of it. Half of the Avengers died because this purple dude snapped his fingers. Then a few years later, they all came back to life. Zoom used to just be a verb that describes fast movement. And TikTok used to just be what clocks do. But in these 4 years, I have come to realize something. I have come to realize what the most special, the most unique aspect of the Gregory School is. Not only is it great that we have small class sizes and individualized attention from teachers, but what makes TGS special is it fosters an environment where each student strives to be the truest, most authentic version of themselves. At other schools, it is easy to get lost in the crowd and to try to mirror others' interests, mannerisms, even personalities. But at TGS, there are only 35 students in our class, and we are all able to be our most authentic selves. During high school, we all found areas that we are passionate about, and TGS's flexibility and environment let us pursue them. That is why you see such diversity of interests within our class. One student in our class is such an accomplished mountain biker that he'll be spending next year competing in Europe. Another student is so gifted in solving jigsaw puzzles that he travels around the country to participate in tournaments. Another member of our class has such a strong passion for horseback riding that she will be competing for her college's equestrian team. And as we enter this next chapter of our lives, we are going to be facing new challenges, meeting different people, and experiencing things that were previously foreign. And in all of this, there will be many opportunities to change ourselves for others. And if you do change your interests, your mannerisms, your personality for others, and people start to like you, they are liking someone different. They are not liking the real you. As Oscar Wilde said, and DJ Khaled frequently repeats, be yourself, everyone else is already taken. From 9th to 12th grade, we have all been on this journey together, where TGS has helped us discover who we are and pursue our identity. And as we enter this next stage of our lives, it is important to remember this journey we've been on, to recognize how we have changed, and to honor that every single day. I said that as a child, I would look to fortune cookies to guide me to be successful. But there is no secret to being successful, and the only thing valuable a fortune cookie could really tell you is to stay true to yourself and be you. So if you're going to take away something from my speech, if you're going to take away one thing from my speech, have it be what is taped to your chairs. To all of the graduates, I have taped to your seat a 3D printed fortune cookie from the Fab Lab with the fortune inside saying, be you. Check them, check under your seats. All of you. Life is unpredictable, but one thing you can always count on is yourself and being true to who you are. Thank you, everyone. All right, now we're going to do the tassel thing. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and we're going to go from right to left. Okay? So maybe let's all stand up. Let's all stand up for this. I feel like it's important enough. Okay. Please move your tassels from right to left on 1. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.